Next, we have a presentation and update of the Human Services American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA funds. And I'll turn this over to Colleen Branch Schroeder, our Human Services Manager and team.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mayor, for that introduction. Tonight, we are here to give you just a brief update on where we're at in our Human Services ARPA allocation effort. And actually, our commission chair is here to deliver the presentation, so we'll turn it over to Fred.
So good evening. I'm Fred Swanson, Chair of the Human Services Commission, and I'm here with Colleen and Anya, and we're here to provide a brief update on the Human Services ARPA funds. As you recall, City Council reviewed and passed unanimously in June of 2022 the enhanced public safety investments and the recommended buckets where remaining human service funds would be invested. Those buckets are comprehensive and intersect many needs.
Next slide.
Next slide. So we appreciate Council's support of the investment areas and the Commission's efforts. This timeline was included in our last presentation, and to date, we have accomplished the following. The Community Needs Assessment Project RFP was released in July and covered 5 of the 6 investment areas totaling $2.5 million. The Human Services Commission spent August and September reading, scoring, discussing, and prioritizing the 26 applications received. Every application was worthy and totaled $4.67 million in requests, nearly double of what we had to allocate. So the Commission had some difficult choices to make. Award notifications were sent in mid-October, and Colleen and Anya have completed all contract meetings, and we're excited to be working with these organizations over the next few years as we utilize these funds to support the many needs of our communities. Next slide. This slide reflects the 6 investment areas and the division's goals for the funds, along with our 2024 to 26 investments in each category. Across the investment areas, our plan centers building resilience and community well-being. Work is underway with a few agencies regarding neighborhood cleanliness as we look forward to providing updates soon on that. The awards reflected on this slide are also included as an attachment in your packet. Next slide. And we really appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening and look forward to providing periodic updates as agencies start the work in January. We're happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you for being here. Can we put that slide back up, please? We breezed through there. I just want to. The allocation slide.
I think that's.
Yeah, there we go.
Page 3, yeah.
This looks great. This looks like a great diverse allocation of important needs across the board. And does it hit $2.9 million?
Almost. The RFP that was released covered $2.5 million. The remaining $400,000 is under the neighborhood cleanliness funds.
Okay.
We're in the process of allocating those. We'll be happy to provide an update once those awards are finalized.
So okay, so those are still in the process. What would that look like? So I know almost every single one of these organizations and what they do. What would the neighborhood cleanliness fund? Because that's a chunk of change, $400,000. What would that look like, and what would that go towards?
Yeah, so we've been in conversations with a few different organizations about cleanliness in the downtown area that would expand upon existing programs that we have here and add to that, as well as we had a meeting with Public Works and Parks around with a program called WELD Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And they work with folks that have histories that are invested in getting jobs and particularly working with coaches side by side, trying to build the skill set necessary to achieve livable wage jobs.
Okay.
Other questions? Councilmember Sarah.
Yeah, thank you. This is a really wonderful assortment of programs that the money is going to. And I look at them and some of them it's a one-time investment where I can see that funding is going to something and then that'll happen and we'll have it.
Mhm.
And others, I ask myself what we're gonna have this infusion of amazing stuff and then it'll be gone. And do we have a plan around wrapping that up, or, you know, how does that work?
Yeah, we're also very aware, and our agencies are very aware that these are one-time funds and that these are not a continued investment as great as we would like them. Well, as great as that would be and as much as we would like that to be. A lot of these are supporting programs that are already in existence, and we're able to bring their services into the city of Burien. And we look forward to providing them with the agencies with the opportunity to collect data on services in Burien and set them up really nicely for other grant opportunities, including our general fund. But that is an ongoing discussion we look forward to having with all of our agencies around how do we support them in sustaining this work in the future, because they are providing much needed services across the gamut.
Thank you.
Other questions? Councilmember Garcia.
Thanks, Mayor. Thank you for the presentation. I know this was a lot of work just for general feedback to our public who's here. This is funds that we received from the federal government as a one-time use to help us as we recover from COVID in 2021, 2022. So this money is a one-time use. That's the type of questions that we're kind of asking about, like how can we look to find ways to continue to provide support to some of these programs. So my question, I guess, would be and I hate to ask for more work, but I think it's relevant as we are looking in the next coming year and a half as a council to look at funding the city's shortage via levy or other ways for us to get a sort of report of how to incorporate how this money help so that we can incorporate that into our future discussions as a council. I think that would be fantastic because as Councilmember Sarah Moore said, these are great services, investments, assets, but it's one time and gone. And I think some of these will go a long way towards helping towards not just public safety, but just community development as also something like that would be fantastic. And are we on pace? My one question, I guess, or second would be, are we still on pace to use the funds by the deadline? Because I believe they do have a hard cut off deadline 2026. So correct me, are we on pace to making sure that we use them and don't lose them?
So I'll answer that second part first. Yes, we actually have to be under contract by the end of 2024. So we're well on pace for that. We can't alter contracts after the end of 2024. So, and these funds are available through 2026. We are excited about a number of organizations that have been actually doing work in our community, but not receiving city funds. So this actually, a lot of effort or a lot of conversations that we've had with our agencies is that this tees them up for other grant funds, knowing that they can actually demonstrate local support. So I think that that's really helpful as well. It also tees them up, having never applied to the city for general fund, to be able to apply to us during the 2-year funding cycle that will be coming up for 2025, 25, or 26. So we are also poised to provide outcome reports to you on the use of these funds, just as we do for general fund. So you can look forward to hearing from us as we get a year under our belt with the use of these funds.
Other questions for the team? Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
for the information.